Peace, family. While I shuffle the cards for our reading, here's a little disclaimer from the Queen of Pentacles 1111 herself. And that disclaimer goes out to all the negative Nellies out there who choose to spread hate and negativity down in the comments section. My advice to you is don't waste your time. Yeah, because I am way too protective and way too loyal to my tribe of like-minded souls. I consider this our safe haven, and any negativity will be blocked and deleted with the quickness. So don't bother waste your time. But for my real ones out there, you know who you are, and you know I've got your back. So come through, come vibe with me, and let's lift this veil together. I'll see you on the other side. Peace. For those of you who are new to Tarot Pick-a-Card readings, here's some advice when choosing your piles. Try to clear your mind, close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath, open your eyes, and let your intuition be your guide. Choose your pile, and the timestamps will be listed down below in the description box. We'll see you for your readings. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl, Queen of Pentacles 1111. Before I get started with our reading, I just wanted to give a big shout out and a huge thank you to two ladies who have always had my back since I started this YouTube venture and before. This is all very new to me and very uncomfortable for me, but it's something that I'm feeling called to do, and it's kind of a creative outlet for me. But I've been so welcomed by these two ladies. This was a gift that I received from one of them. Just to encourage me on my new venture of starting my YouTube channel for tarot readings. And those two ladies are Twintuitive 717 and Divine Symmetry 1847. Thank you so much, ladies, for all of your support. You've made me feel so welcome in this journey, which makes me nervous just thinking about it. But thank you so much for being there for me and encouraging me and making me feel like this is a safe place and I always have someone cheering me on. All the best to you both. They both have amazing channels, guys. Go and check them out and stay tuned for the readings. Thank you. All right, so let's get started with your reading. We will start with the tarot cards first. You guys, I'm just loving these cards here. I think it's the Muse Tarot. I just love the imagery. The cards themselves are just gorgeous. Okay, so let's see what cards we have. We have Seven of Voices. We have the Queen of Emotions. We have the Page of Materials. And we also have the Eight of Materials. All right. So first and foremost, I'm going to just start off by saying I think there is a reason you chose this one called Spiritual Career. Because what I see in the cards here is that you are interested in starting a new endeavor, something that you've probably already started it in 2020, and it's something that will bring you money and you can turn into a career, something of the spiritual nature. When I see the Eight of Materials, I see that it's something that, you know, you're working hard for, and it's like a labor of love. It's a thing of beauty, meaning like it's a creative endeavor or something that you've given your all to. And because when I see these like red tinged roses here, I think of like, you know, perfection and beauty and something that other people recognize as a thing of beauty as well. So something you'll get recognition from. Let's see. Also, yeah, when we have also the Page of Materials here, which suggests like a new beginning or a creative endeavor, also speaks about manifestation. So any ideas, you know, anything that you want to bring to this new endeavor that you want to get started on to make money, you can manifest it. If it's something you can believe or conceive of, then you will achieve it. So don't be shy when it comes to your manifestation. here, Queen of Emotions, I see you employing a lot of your emotional intuition. So like different, if you have an idea about achieving your goal in a certain way, you feel like going down a certain path, get in tune with your intuition, because your intuition will be your guide. It will help things make more sense to you. So if you have to choose one path over another, it won't be so confusing. If you're in touch with your spirituality, with your intuition, those types of emotions, then the path will just kind of seem all the more clear for you to know which direction to take when it comes to your new budding career. As you can see, the roses here, budding career. So maybe it has started in 2020. Like I said, you're putting the work in, maybe researching, putting things into place. And 2021 will be where you actually put the plan into action and see it into fruition. Like nurture it, feed it, give it the soil and the sun that it needs. Whatever your project needs, you will be able to provide with manifestation skills and just plain old hard work. I'm feeling like group number one, you may be perfectionists. Like you will work hard to make something what you want it to be. And this project that you're going to embark on will be no different. But what I am seeing here, where this project is concerned, is it should be an idea that you keep to yourself. It's not something that you should, especially when it's in its beginning stages. I'm talking about like for the whole year. Until it's up and running and you know it's a success and it looks exactly the way you want it to be, exactly the way you want it to look, and you're getting a profit from it and you feel confident with what you've created, I would keep it to myself, because there can be people who are around you. Maybe they're in your life now. Maybe they're going to come into your life as, the year progresses, who are kind of sly and cunning and who listen a lot and are very observant and pay attention to your plans. And they're either going to try and put the kibosh on it. They're going to try and sabotage your plans by telling you, that's not a good idea. Try something else. Why are you going to try something that's so risky? All that kind of stuff. Or they may try and take your ideas, right? They may try and take your ideas because you are a creative manifester, and other people see that in you, and you may end up around people who not only see that in you, but they want that for themselves as well. So you need to be aware of that, and that's probably where your emotional intuition will come into play as well. You'll be able to kind of use your power of discernment and figure out who's really here for you, who really has your back, and who's really trying to get over you, who's trying to bite your styles, who's trying to, hijack your whole idea for your spiritual career and for your harmony and to maintain balance in your life, for your success. They may try and get in between you and your manifestations. So another thing I'm seeing with this is now on one half of the picture, we see that there could be somebody who's trying to be sly, like a fox, and make you believe that there's someone they're not. They could be a trickster, right? Coming to you in like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Look out for that. And on the flip side of that, the more positive end of things, you need to overcome that. You need to overcome those people, that energy, by becoming like the fox yourself. But I'm talking about the more positive energy of a fox, meaning quick-witted, on the ball. So when they feel like they're pulling one over on you, you're already 10 steps ahead of them. And that's, we see the mirror image in this card. So like the fox, it can be seen as a positive and it can be seen as a negative, right? People can be seen positively and negatively. You can see on this side, her face has changed, no? So you need to kind of, yes, use your power of discernment, become sly like the fox yourself, but in a positive way. So we'll say quick-witted and be ahead of the game. So watch the people you have around you. I'm big on that, watching the people you have around you in your circle, because that can mean the difference between your successes and your failures sometimes. depending on how trusting you are of those people. And also, the fox could be a spirit animal for you. It could be your totem. So look out for that. See if it resonates for you. Maybe do some research on foxes. Okay, so that being said, let's get into the oracle cards. Okay, so the first one here says time out. Yes, I agree with that. And then we think of, and here's the number 22. So taking time out is a good thing to do. Whether you have an idea of a plan that you want to execute in 2021, the best thing to do, and maybe you've done it already in 2020, is to take time out to hash out a proper plan, number one. And number two, to get yourself ready to execute your plan. So if it means centering yourself, grounding yourself, getting more in tune with your spirituality, being able to kind of tap into your intuition more than you already do, so you can kind of see what's going on around you on a spiritual level and kind of feel what's going on around you on a spiritual level. And then I also see like the twos, right? The twos usually for like angels and stuff, it means like, you know, they're showing you that they're here for you and that they're supporting you. So you are divinely guided for sure. So this is a good sign that when you are feeling confused, conflicted, or maybe even not safe, like, you know, like you feel like you're under some kind of emotional, spiritual, or psychic attack, then you can rely on and depend on your angels who are around you and want you to succeed in life. The next oracle card is leaping in love, and it's number 7. So we have 2 7s here already. And so you could be a life path number 7. And leaping in love, like I said earlier, this is like for this project that you're embarking on. It could be about love too, and that you're going to find love in the new year. But for me, I feel like because we have the pentacles here, which usually mean like material things, I kind of feel like it's an endeavor that you are trying to embark on that will bring you pentacles. It will bring you money. It will bring you financial success. And the way you see it, because of the hard work here, it's a labor of love for you. So they're telling you, go ahead, jump in. This is a message from, I believe, from your angels. And they're telling you to jump into that plan. Don't hesitate. Don't worry. You're already prepared. You have all the tools you need. Jump in, you know, dive deep, and don't worry about the ifs, whens, hows, whats. Just let your intuition be your guide, and you will not fail. Okay. Yeah, so we have another 7 here. 7 usually means spirituality and those types of things. Intuition, diving deep. So we have like 2 cards here also. I notice it's like about, you know, going below the surface level, like superficial things. Dive deep and figure out the deeper meanings of things. Look at people from a different angle. Get to know who you're truly dealing with, no matter what image they may portray. You could also be a life path 8. 8 also has to do with material gain and financial success, and you're having a healthy relationship with finances. Your next oracle card it says, you got the love. Hadarian energy, I don't know how to say that, sorry. Codependency and boundaries. Like I was saying, put boundaries up. Put boundaries into place with the people who are around you, even your loved ones, right? Because sometimes those are the people who can get to you the hardest and give you the hardest time and throw you off your game, whether they mean to or not, are your family members or your loved ones, your spouses or your, you know, counterparts. They can really throw you off your game. So on one hand, your angels are telling you got the love, you are supported in whatever it is you do, especially in 2021, because you've done the hard work in 2020 and years before that. You've got the love, but please set up boundaries. Protect yourself. Go in, you know, like if you're going into battle, in the sense, like you're not just going to walk in unprepared with your, two empty hands. No, you're going to go there well prepared. And the way you're going to do that is by building up your intuition, getting in touch with yourself spiritually, and getting in touch with your angels on the other side, because this reading I feel like is from your angels. The next oracle card is fall into my arms. There you go. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So once again, the angels are basically telling you to fall into their arms, that they've got your back. They've got your back, even if you fall, no matter what. If there's obstacles, if there's little setbacks in what you want to achieve in life, whatever you manifested and you're working on making it happen, they've got your back. Because we all know, even though you manifest something, you don't just sit there and think it's going to come to your door. You still put in the work to show the universe that you are serious about what you're trying to manifest. And it's almost like you take one step towards the universe will take 10 steps towards you. So the angels are telling you, yes, do that. Continue on with the hard work. Your perfectionist ways are a beautiful thing, and it will definitely aid you in succeeding. But just in case there's some little setbacks, they've got your back. And it's funny because this spiritual career card is a 7 and an 8, and we have the 7 of voices, we have the 8 of materials, and we have another 7. So definitely, if you're a life path 7, this will resonate with you. If you're a life path 8, this will definitely resonate with you as well. But this is definitely a reading about spirituality and money, and which is just goes hand in hand with the title of the pile, and that's why you chose it, spiritual career. And as we talk about like career, we're not thinking about a job, which could be like short-lived. We're talking about a career, which could be a long-term thing. So the things that you're putting into place right now, the plans that you're putting into place right now, are something that are going to be long-lived, and maybe will make you a good amount of money for your children to be set up okay. Maybe if you do it properly, your children's children. So never give up the faith. Okay, the next card we have here is Celestial. All right, so there you go. We're talking about your angels here. They're reminding you that you are divinely guided. Put aside any fear, any worries, anything like that can be hindering you from achieving your goals in life. Just put that to the side and don't get caught up. Don't get caught up, because when you start second guessing yourself and comparing yourself to other people, that's when you'll always fall short. There's no room for comparison. We're all different for a reason. So just keep pushing for it, because you have a voice, you have a message that is unlike anybody else's in this world that you need to share. The next card says, I just finished saying this, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. So also, when I see this kind of crescent moon, it always is an indication for me to tell the person I'm speaking to use your intuition. Trust your gut, trust your thoughts. You know, that kind of feeling that you get sometimes when you're not certain about something, maybe you feel a little icky about something. That's your intuition trying to nudge you and say, hey, listen, I'm trying to show you what's going on. Don't question it, and don't second guess it, because that's when you get into trouble, is when you start second guessing your intuition. So be bold and make the first move. 2021 is the year that you strike. This is the year that you begin. You put like physical plans and into motion, and you should be out of the planning stage right now. Now is the time to not be afraid. Let's get physical, basically. And the last card we have here, but in the meantime, before I go into the last one, in the meantime, keep in mind the people you have around you. Keep yourself a little bit tight-lipped for this year. Just keep yourself quiet. Make moves in silence, right? You don't need to broadcast everything that you're doing. Don't even tell people what your dreams or aspirations are. If you have vision boards, don't put them up where people can see them. Now is the time to be a little bit selfish in that sense. Like, keep all of your ideas to yourself. Because as you can see, these foxes in this picture, they're watching, and this one, okay, I'm not trying to drag this reading on too much, but it's got levels. So yes, the foxes are watching. Watch their mouths. Their mouths are open. Their mouths are hungry. they're ready to take, right? Either they're ready to take or they're ready to blab and talk and reveal your secrets and your manifestations and your successes, and not in a positive way either. And the last card we're going to pull is, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Wow. Time to release negativity. Any negative thoughts you have of yourself, any negative thoughts you have that others have of you, let them go. If people are making you feel uncertain about yourself and your capabilities, your abilities, your skills, your talents, you need to release them. Okay? Or even if you have to stay around them, if they have to be in your life, if you get in touch with your spirituality and do some spiritual training, then you'll be able to kind of, I think the word is transmute their negative energy, or just push it aside and not internalize it so they won't phase you. So for 2021, it seems like, okay, first of all, this was the reading. This was your reading, group 1. And your angels, we've established it's your angels. They are telling you that for the year 2021, you will level up by getting more in tune with your spirituality and doing something to turn it into a career, a long-lasting and successful career. I hope something I said resonated with you. Peace and blessings. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Bye. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today's pick a card reading is how you are going to level up in the year 2021. How are you going to step your game up? What freshness and newness are you going to bring to the world? Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 2, you chose this one here, which is the number 46. And it says domestic harmony. So you can be a life path 4, you can be a life path 6, the 46 can be your lucky number maybe, that's why you chose it, or 4 and a 6 equals a 10, which means a 1, and 1 usually means, beginning, manifesting, starting on a new path. So maybe you're looking towards making a change within the home, because it says domestic harmony. So we look at the 4, which usually means like thinking with your head as opposed to your heart. And we look at the 6, which has to do with love, harmony, and the home and family. So maybe your 2021 will be the year that you make some strategic moves where your family life is concerned, or your home life is concerned. Maybe there's something at home that is just not doing it for you anymore. Maybe there's someone at home that is not really, sparking your attention, or is maybe just not doing right by you, and you need to make some serious movements. We'll see. All right, so we shall get into the tarot cards right now. Ouch. Okay, so first we have the Queen of Voices. Yes, I'm sensing something. Yes, we've got the 10 of Voices. We've got the 9 of Materials. Wow. And we've also got the 4 of Emotions in reverse. So I'm going to put them that way. Let me center them a little bit more for you to see. So something's going on at home that is just not sitting well with you. It is causing you mental anguish. It is giving you sleepless nights. It's giving you anxiety, maybe even depression. It's making you worried. It's making you feel uneasy. Could be a person, could be a situation. It's something that is causing you to feel like you want to withdraw, or you want to keep to yourself. You're not feeling like you want to socialize with anybody. You're just not feeling complete. You're not feeling satisfied. So from what I see here right away, 2021 is going to be your year to put that to an end. You're going to put that to an end. Whoever it is, I feel like you could be in a situation where someone is saying maybe negative things to you, or just giving you a sense that maybe you're not good enough. This is the year that you put that to an end. So the number 10 here, guys, I don't know if you know or not, but I'm big on symbols and numbers. So 10 means completion. So that is the end of... All right. Sorry, guys. I attend to my motherly duties. I apologize. So when we look at the 10, we see 10 is like, if we're talking about like a cycle, it's the end of a cycle, but it also turns into a 1. So not only is it the end of a cycle, but it's the beginning of a new cycle. So this is 2021 is your opportunity now to end any negative cycles that may be going on within the home that are not sitting well with you, maybe that are causing you some very uneasy feelings and hurting you, hurting your heart, making you feel like you have nothing to offer anybody or yourself, and kind of like a worthless feel, right? Like a worthless energy. So now in 2021 comes the Queen of Voices. This is you. The Queen of Voices suggests that this is the year where you are going to gain your confidence. You're going to gain your confidence in your voice. You're going to have mental clarity. As we can see, there's a crow on this card. The crow is a very intelligent bird, very quick-witted, very intelligent, very aware of what's going on. And this is how you are going to become. This is going to be you in 2021. You are no longer going to fall for the tricks the mental tricks, should I say, the emotional tricks that people are playing on you to hurt you, to cause you to be uncertain about who you are and what you have to offer in life in general. You're going to put an end to that. Yes, in this card, this card also talks about withdrawal. And you know what? Sometimes withdrawal can be a negative thing because that means that you just don't want to see anyone, and maybe you could be falling into a depression. Maybe you feel like you're not worthy of sharing yourself with people. Maybe you feel like you will be judged. But in this situation, I do believe at the beginning of 2021, you will be in somewhat of a withdrawal, or you were that way towards the end of 2020 or the whole of 2020, where you decided to withdraw and kind of keep to yourself. 2021, there will be some kind of keeping to yourself, but it will be in a different way. In comes the 9 of materials. This is where you're going to actually start to gain a sense of who you are, and you're going to enjoy spending time to yourself. You're going to see the beauty in who you are, and you are going to welcome new energy into your life. So you are going to cut something off or cut someone off. It's either a behavior, it's either a person, and you are going to cut them off to bring in new energy for yourself. And then we look at the number 9 for the 9 of materials. We see that 9 usually means completion, but not finality. So not anything that's final, but something that has been completed. So like bringing an end to a negative cycle that keeps happening over and over again. Maybe you've been in a situation where your home life, the same type of negativity or toxic behaviors have been happening. And now 2020 is the year where you are going to put that to an end. You are going to put a fork through it and say that is enough. The knives that used to, and the swords that used to cut you deeply and wound you, you are going to use those same swords this year to put an end to the nonsense. This is when you're going to find your voice. This is where you're going to find your voice. And you are going to speak up for yourself, tell people how you feel, what you like and what you don't like, and what you will and will not accept. Once you do that, the abundance will flow. Abundance in so many different ways. But here I'm seeing material abundance. Could be like money abundance, something lucky, something fortunate. Towards the middle to the end of 2021. I can see you feeling more proud of who you are. You've gotten rid of that stale, stagnant energy in the home. You've gained some stability back in the home, and you found that harmony. You brought back that harmony. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually cutting somebody out of your life. That could also mean that you're cutting out behaviors in your life, energies, attitudes. If you don't communicate in a healthy way with your spouse or your counterpart or anybody else in your household, a friend that you're living with, doesn't matter. Even with your children, if you're communicating with them in a negative way, dealing with them in a negative way, and it's making you unhappy, you will cut that behavior out. And when mid to end of 2021 comes, you will find that harmony again, because you'll be happy to withdraw and be by yourself so that you can gain that confidence in your own voice. Hearing yourself speak, seeing that your opinion and what you have to say matters. You count for something. Okay? There was another thing I was going to say as well. So, okay, let me move on to the oracle cards, and I'm sure it will come back to me. Okay. Yeah, we see the blue. There's blue in this card here. There's some blue here. There's some muted blues there. It shows that in these cards, it's showing that your throat chakra needs to open up. There's probably some blockages there. And to gain this kind of domestic harmony, or just harmony in general, it starts within. Gain your voice, gain your confidence, speak up for yourself. Don't take any nonsense from anybody because they've put in your head over the years maybe that you're not worthy or what you say doesn't count. You need to cut that out, cut this cycle of negativity that you're allowing people to hurt you, right? Cut that out and start afresh. Start a new cycle of self-love and speaking up for yourself, defending yourself, okay? So let's go to the oracle cards. I forgot about those. Okay, so now we have this card here, which is the 6, and it's from scratch. Like I just said, start from scratch, end one cycle, and begin anew. Start a new cycle, a new healthy cycle that's going to benefit you. That's going to make you feel proud at the end of it. That's going to make you feel accomplished, and it's going to make you feel secure in who you are and what you have to say, right? Also, once again, this is a number 6, so we're dealing with family, home, harmony, right, and love. Let's talk about self-love. These are the type of things you need to kind of delve into and embrace to be able to speak and let your opinions be heard and taken seriously. That's very important. We got this one here. This says hotline, and it's the number 12. Hotline suggests that reach out to people. If you have a confidant, you have a good friend that you can go to when you're feeling this way. Withdrawal is okay, but every so often come out of that withdrawal, please, and reach out to somebody. Reach out to them so they can check in with you. If people are trying to reach out to you to find out how you are doing, don't shut them out. Okay, because maybe the communication, like I said, unblocking that throat chakra, speaking up, that will maybe give you the confidence to address what's going on at home that is giving you anxiety or headaches or sleepless nights. The next oracle card here is Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Wow. We have hotline and call in support. Like I said, ask for help. If you need help, don't be ashamed. And speak up for yourself. You need help. If you're in a situation where you feel like it's hopeless or helpless and you don't quite know what to do, ask for help. And there's no shame in that. There's no harm in that. You do have, it says you're part of a team of souls, Star Family. You can ask your angels, your spirit guides, those who are in the spiritual realm to help you out when you need help. They are there for you as well. And you can also ask for people on earth to come and help you when you need help. That is no shame in that. And that will help you build confidence when it's time to kind of put an end to any negative cycles in your life. Yeah, asking for help is really about self-love. It's really about being brave and courageous to kind of step out and say to somebody, hey, I need some help. This is a little bit more than I can handle. And asking for advice, people you trust. Then the next oracle card says, the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. The great severing, that goes exactly with this tarot card here. The 10 of Voices. So something needs to be cut off. Something needs to end. You need to dead something. You need to stop it immediately. And you need to soften to love. So usually when you're in a situation where you're feeling like you're in survival mode or you're on autopilot, love is not the first emotion that comes to you, right? You're just trying to do what you can to make it through day to day. But they're telling you to soften to love. And the only way you're going to do that is by cutting and putting an end to negative cycles, negative behaviors, anything that's making you uncomfortable and feel unworthy and question yourself. You need to put an end to that in 2021. You are going to level up by opening your mouth and speaking your truth and making your opinions be known, making yourself be counted at home. And also when I think of domestic harmony, I think of self-love, like you loving yourself enough to find harmony within. Make yourself understand that you are worthy and you count, you matter, and you have a purpose. The next card we have here is surfacing. So this is a time in 2021, or it could have happened in the end of 2020, where these types of feelings started to come to the surface. And I think I'm feeling like you started to become more vocal about how you were feeling. Even if you weren't being vocal to the people who were causing you these issues, you were probably voicing those issues to yourself to begin with. Not really actually sending the message to the person, but you were kind of coming to the realization of what is happening. So all of the reasons why you're feeling, just not satisfied and discontent, it's coming to the surface. It's boiling, it's brewing, it was festering. Now it's coming to the surface, and now is the time to put an end to what's going on. There you go. This one is called Storm, and it goes just with the surfacing card. It's almost like something is broiling, something is brewing, something is going to kind of explode, and I think that will be you. If you don't stand up for yourself and speak your truth, you can be the one that will explode. You will be the one who will wreak havoc, because you'll get to the point where you can't take it anymore. I feel like there's an internal storm going on inside of you. You're feeling like, unloved and unworthy, and maybe wondering why you're unworthy of love, or why you're feeling that way, should I say, because you are actually worthy of love, but you have the sense that for some reason you're not, you're not being loved in the right way, probably, or spoken to in the right way, or dealt with in the right way. And it's causing issues within you because you deserve better, right? You're just not sure how to end that cycle. The next oracle card says, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So the answers you need are coming. We're talking about Gemini. As you can see, is two people. We got twins here. So the answers that you have are within. You know your situation the best. You know what's bringing you anxiety and making you feel ill at ease. You know what your home life is like. You know how you're being treated. You know if you don't like being treated that way. The answers are within. So stop second guessing yourself and know that you've got to put an end to certain toxic cycles that have been going on and on from 2020 and earlier, and 2021 is your year to put it to an end. And the last, and this is the best way to end this reading, the last card we have for you says, confidence is your key to success. The new moon in Leo. Thank you. So confidence, you have to gain that confidence, exercise that and activate that throat chakra. Speak your truth. Speak up for yourself. Defend yourself. Even if you have to see yourself as another person that you would stand up for, pretend that's what it is and stand up for yourself. A lot of the time, we're quick to stand up for other people, which is a beautiful thing. But when it comes to us, we take all kinds of garbage that we don't need to take from people. Now is your time. Build your confidence with yourself. Look within. Rely on yourself. Ask for help. And put an end to any negative and toxic cycles that are causing you grief. We see new moon in Leo. So new moon means new beginnings. Okay, don't be afraid to start from scratch. There's no harm in that. 2021, you are definitely going to level up. You're going to level up your confidence game, your speech, your self-expression, and people are going to take you seriously because you're going to demand it. So I wish you all the best. Go out there and be fearless and unapologetically you. You are being divinely guided and supported. So I wish you all the best. This is the end of your reading. Take care, and until next time. Peace. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for joining me again on my channel. This pick a card reading is how you are going to level up in the year 2021. How are you going to better yourself, better your situation, your relationships in the year to come? Maybe you've already started in 2020, but now you are going to reach the pinnacle of self-improvement. Okay, so those of you who chose this pile, this is your reading, and it says music on it. It's a number 32, and it is a very orange card. So right off the bat, we can talk about this card that you've chosen. You've chosen it for a reason. Something about it resonates with you. You know, I like to deal with numerology and symbols, colors, those types of things when I'm looking at oracle cards and tarot cards. And immediately I look at the 32, and I see the color orange on this card. So 32 ends up being a 5. So we can talk about the number 5. Number 5 is a number of adventure and freedom. It's also a very sensual number, which means like things that you can experience with the 5 senses. Something you can taste, something you can feel, something you can, you know, see. All of the 5 senses, anything that has to do with the 5 senses is what is represented by the number 5. It's about enjoying life, trying new experiences, seeking out pleasures. It's also connected to like experiencing life changes, like marriage, divorce, or new jobs, or, you know, something that has to do with making important choices. And I also think of, look at the color orange, which makes me think of the sacral chakra, which is about happiness, expression, I think freedom, sexuality, those types of things. And I think of the color orange, we think of happiness, movement, creativity, you think of warmth and fire, all of those types of things. So the vibe that I'm getting, and then we also see on the card it says music, and you chose this for a reason. You could be a musician. But what I feel for this year of 2021, this is going to be your year for enjoyment, pleasure, and things of those natures. Not like, I think 2020 for this group was a year of necessity. You had to do things because you had to do it. You got things because you needed them. This is the year that you're going to do things because you want to, and you buy things because you want them, not because you need them. So it's going to be a year of change, yes, but it's going to be a year about a lot of things like pleasure and sensuality and just enjoyment, you know, and freedom. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say about this. All right, so first we have the 5 of emotions in reverse. We have the 7 of emotions in reverse. We have the star card, beautiful. Let me put that in the middle, because, and then we have the 8 of emotions in reverse. Can you see the 8 of emotions? No. All right, so, okay, right off the bat, we see the goldfish here in the 8 of emotions, which makes me think of orange. the sacral chakra. Maybe there's some blockages there because the card is in reverse, and you maybe need to free yourself up by doing certain exercises to unblock your chakra, things that have to do with movement, especially concentrating on the hip area, right? And that makes me think of music, maybe dancing, maybe belly dancing, those types of things. I feel like I said, let me see. Okay, so what I see from the cards here, emotionally speaking, we'll talk about a relationship. For the year 2020 into the year 2021, it seems like you've been in a situation where you're not quite happy. You're not miserable, but you're not quite happy. It seems like you're looking at other options. Maybe you're in a relationship that you're not pleased with, and there are other options around you that seem more enticing. Now, this is the year, like I told you, for this group, this is the year of sensuality, freedom, maybe sexual freedom, enjoying yourself, and, moving and grooving, that kind of stuff. So I feel like you're maybe in a relationship where that person is not exactly doing it for you. Like, they're not horrible, they're not abusive, they're not toxic, they're not negative. You probably could just be in a relationship where you feel like it's not, giving you that passion, that fire, that spice, that energy that you're looking for, the heat. And I feel like you want to walk away because you do want to explore these other options. Let's say that these goldfish are other options, for example, and you're looking and contemplating. And, it's always in the back of your mind that there's other options out there for you. And you kind of want to walk away, but you understand that maybe the relationship you're in is not the worst, and you could just work on it and better that relationship. So I feel like you will give it, because the Eight of Emotions is in reverse, I feel like that means that you'd be willing to give this relationship one more try. One more try. But if you feel like things are not really working for you, then you will move on. A lot of the cards here, these emotional cards that deal with relationships, it shows like you look discontent. I think that's the word. You're not happy with the situation that you're in or the relationship that you're in. Or maybe you're not in a relationship and you have lots of options, but you're not quite sure which option to choose because you have this star card here, which is a symbol of hope, right? And always looking towards your star. That's a marker. That's like the standard of excellence for you. You maybe have high standards. And so all of these options that are being presented to you are just not really good enough. And so that could hold you back a little bit, right? Because if you are too picky, then you're going to end up with nothing or no one. So it could be one or two things. You could be in a relationship that you're not pleased with, and you're going to give it one more shot before you finally move on. Or you're not in a relationship and you have so many options and you're not really happy with those options. And because this is the year for you of moving and grooving and freedom and action and motivation and ambition, you're just not going to settle. And nor should you. So let's look at these oracle cards here, and we will see what we've got. Look at this card. Oh my goodness, you guys, I do not look at the cards before I shuffle. I meditate on them and I sage them and I just shuffle them. How you see me shuffling, if you watch any of my other videos in my during my disclaimer, is exactly the way I shuffle. I shuffle my cards, meditate, and whatever cards jump out of the pile or fall out, those are the only ones I choose. So it's interesting that this card Entangled should come up. So it seems like maybe, like I was talking about options, you may have quite a few options. You could be in a love triangle. Oops. As we see here, we see a lot of triangles in these cards. We got one here, we got here, we got here. So you could be in a situation like that where you're not quite sure which column to choose from, A or B. And I don't know if in this year you necessarily want to make a choice. Even though, yes, you do have the idea of the star, which is the hope. You want to make a good decision, a strategic decision. You do want stability, which 1 + 3 is 4. So you do want the stability in your life, but maybe right now you're not exactly ready for it, and you kind of want to explore your options. Maybe play the field, go on some dates, see what's out there for you, and there's no harm in that. You are entitled, right? We also have the 5 here, which suggests changes. So maybe you want to switch it up a little bit, go for somebody that you don't usually go for. I don't know, a little variety in your life. But my feeling for this year is that you are looking to explore yourself, a little sensual expression, and you don't necessarily want to get caught up or bogged down in a relationship. Okay, here's the other oracle card. Okay, this says, got an owie. All right. Yes, absolutely. You're going to explore options and try dating. You may be in a love triangle where you're torn between more than one person, but that's cool. Dating and exploring and all these types of sexual and sensual forms of expression are wonderful, but you also have to be able to accept the consequences of your actions as well. Keeping your options open, or giving ultimatums to somebody you could be in a relationship with, if you don't do this, I'm out, that kind of stuff. You have to also be ready to deal with what comes from those behaviors and those attitudes. We also see the 2 + 9 = 11, and that's like a master number, and I think of manifestation when I look at that number. And it also reminds me of the star card as well. But when you wish upon a star and you have an idea of what you want in your mind, you also, manifesting is wonderful. You guys could be manifestors, but you can also manifest things you don't want in your life. So sometimes, like I was saying, when you are too picky and you feel like you have too many options, and this one's not good enough, and that one doesn't suit your needs, and this one doesn't live up to your expectations, you could also end up being alone and make that something you've manifested in your life, because you feel like nobody will live up to this kind of dream. Like, she's looking out to the sky, thinking, okay, well, this is my idea of perfection up there, that star up there, and then nobody is suiting your needs. So you're looking at all your options, you're contemplating. Eventually, if you don't make a choice, then 1, 2, 3, or all of these goldfish that are sitting here are going to swim away. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but they're not all going to hang around for you to decide which one you want to choose, right? So just be prepared to accept the results of your actions, should I say. All right, and the next oracle card we have here is Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestors, send the light by staying grounded. All right, so stay grounded. Don't get too caught up in, having so many options and feeling, letting your head getting too, don't get too swell-headed. Surely you have lots of options. It says so in the card, and maybe you're not happy with the situation you're in. That's cool. You want to express yourself in many different ways and explore your freedoms. That's fine, but like they said, stay grounded. Also keep things into perspective. You're not trying to hurt people's feelings, and you're not trying to get hurt in the process either. And you don't want, at the end of year 2021, to be alone, right? You are looking to enjoy yourself. Make sure that you're enjoying yourself wholesomely, and you're not going to end up feeling alone or like you basically screwed yourself, okay? Which I don't see happening, to be honest. I mean, I do believe in 2021 you are going to explore who you are as a person, the physical side of yourself, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be adventurous, and it's going to be passionate. That's what I think of when I see music. I think of your passion and creativity and all those wonderful things. But just a cautionary note is just to be mindful of it and do everything in moderation. The next oracle card says, the 7 Star Sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. There you go. This goes exactly with everything. So this is a time to express yourself. Be free with your expression. Don't hold back. You don't seem like somebody who has any issues with self-confidence. You seem like you're very well aware of who you are and you like yourself. And I think other people like you as well. That's an amazing thing to see. Like this reading, to be honest, has me feeling very upbeat and jovial. And it seems maybe that's the type of person you are. So you are just going to take that up a notch in 2021. Like I said, you're going to take it up a notch. You're shifting. So you're shifting into a person who is unapologetically who they are. You're not going to apologize for the fact that you want to be more expressive in yourself and more free with yourself. Whoever doesn't like it, well, that's okay. You have other options. You know, you don't have to stick around in a situation that is making you unhappy or where you feel stuck or unappreciated or like a mediocre situation. You know, you're not that you're too good for that, but I feel like you've done the hard work. I feel like you've worked on getting to a point where you like yourself and you're confident in your own skin. And so now it's like you're not going to settle for anything. And I don't blame you. You shouldn't. Nobody should be settling for anybody, for anyone or anything in their lives. So 2021 is just going to be like, you know, the time where you get to start that. Like you're just letting go, because I mean in 2020 everyone was on lockdown, you couldn't do much, you couldn't be social. Still there are a lot of limitations on what we can and cannot do, but we are being a little bit more social now. So I feel like 2021 is the year you're going to unleash in a positive way and in a creative way, and it's going to be good. We have innocence. All right, so innocence in the sense that still remain grounded. Like I was saying, this is new. I think this is new to you because I think you've done a lot of like shadow work and those types of things, a lot of the hard inner work. And now you've come to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, you think you can handle yourself now. You're ready to go out and embark on an adventurous journey in life, but you still have a sense of innocence. It's still pretty new to you, and just be careful because of that. But also, if that's not the case and you're well confident and this is not new to you, then maintain a sense of innocence. Like stay grounded, stay level headed, keep a sense of humility about yourself, and it'll be a little bit more healthy and wholesome, a healthy and wholesome form of self expression. All right, this says surrender to the divine, full moon. All right, so this is just saying that, you know what, you are divinely guided, and there's nothing wrong with expressing yourself physically and being creative. It doesn't even have to be about relationships, it doesn't have to be about sexuality. It just be you being yourself. If you are a singer and you've been nervous about, you know, showing your talents, 2021 is going to be the year where you say, you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to go out there and show everybody who I am. If they don't like it, too bad. You know, I don't have to play for you. I don't have to sing for you. I'll go elsewhere. It can be that as well. So surrender to your divine kind of calling and your purpose, what you know, like what is within, and you know what's within. Let it out and surrender to it because you are divine. You are divine. You have everything you need within. You know what you're supposed to do. So go out there and do it. And the last card we have here is nothing is yet set in stone. Just like this card here, which is Seven of Emotions, right? Talking about options, choosing wisely. So nothing is set in stone, meaning you're not ready to commit to anything right now. You're just kind of testing the waters, seeing what's out there, expressing yourself, seeing how people react to you, and the feedback you get from those who you come in contact with, and is a wonderful thing. And I think you're very dynamic in nature, meaning you can change very quickly, like to suit a situation. And that is a beautiful thing as well. You're not stuck in who you are, or like you're not so rigid in the way you see life. If you meet somebody, you can have something in common with everybody you meet because you're that kind of dynamic spirit and soul. And like you're very rhythmic and soulful, and that's why we have like things like music and those types of things. And that's why you like to express yourself in the way you do, because of your nature. You're like more like a free-spirited person, which is wonderful. So in 2021, you're just going to take that up a notch and be unapologetically you, be comfortable in your skin, and tell people basically, like, if you don't like me as I am, then you know what you can do. Keep it moving. So it sounds like 2021 is going to be a wonderful year for you. And I wish you all the best. Be careful, be safe. And until next time, thank you for tuning in. Bye. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. You've tuned in to the Pick a Card reading that is how you are going to level up in the year 2021, which means how are you going to become the best version of yourself in this new year. So those of you who chose pile number 4, this is your reading. And you've chosen card number 4, and on the card it says perseverance. So right away I get the sense that this reading could be about love, because we see the number 4, which usually means things like stability and those types of things. I always think of like a square with 4 corners, and it's like the foundation of something that's built very solidly, like a table has 4 legs, you know, that kind of stuff. Something that will hold something upright in a very sturdy fashion. So I think of relationships. I also see the green, which is usually representing the heart chakra. And I see perseverance. So it gives me the sense that maybe you've been working on a relationship, building a successful relationship, and in past years, and maybe in this year, 2021, it will kind of balance out, or maybe you've come to some new revelations as to how you can make your relationship a successful one. So let's get into the tarot cards and see if that makes sense, what I'm saying. All right, right away, you got the 3 of emotions. All right, so this year will definitely be, emotionally speaking, a year of celebration for you. So I'm thinking it will be something that you've finally achieved, like some kind of emotional breakthrough, that you've come to certain conclusions that will help you to have a more successful relationship. I'm still trying to figure out if it's a romantic relationship or if it's a friendship. We'll see, but we've got the 4 of materials. Sorry guys if I'm not showing these cards. Okay, we've got the 6 of lovers. No, we got the 6. That's the lovers card. Sorry. And then we've got the 6 of materials. So we got 2 6s, we got 4, we got 3. All right, so let me move it like this. So right away, the card that stands out to me, of course, is the Lovers card, like we were talking about, the heart chakra. And I was wondering if this had to do with a friendship or a romantic relationship. And I think we know it's a relationship. 2021 will be a year where you kind of figure out the relationship you're in, or you're going to get into a new relationship. And it's going to be a relationship, I feel like a mature relationship for you. Not that you've been in immature relationships before, but this year is going to be special because, or this relationship will be special because you are going to deal with emotions or handle situations in ways that you never have before. It's like somehow you've had some kind of realization as to maybe how you've gone wrong in other relationships, or how you've gone wrong in the past in the relationship you're in right now. And the relationship will just run smoothly, or you will get involved in a very healthy and wholesome relationship. I say that because, first of all, we have the 3 of emotions. Makes me think of like celebration. I already said that. And creation. So it makes me think that, you know, you're going to build something very successful. You're going to give birth to something that's going to be cause for celebration later on in 2021. You're going to have perseverance. So even if while you're building a relationship, or you're trying to maintain the relationship you're in right now, there's going to be ups and downs and bumps in the roads and little obstacles here and there, but you're going to get right back up and continue to work on it with this person. I also see the Four of Materials, which has a lot to do with control and security. So I'm thinking something you're going to have to let go of, or you have let go of and you're trying to work on it, is letting go of too much control in the relationship, and worrying. Maybe you're somebody who has that type of personality where you feel like you want things to go like how you want them to go because you don't like surprises, you don't like to be caught off guard. Maybe you have that type of personality. That brings me to this card, which is the Six of Materials. And in that card, it is the card of giving and receiving. In the traditional deck, the tarot deck, it has a man who is giving. Yes, I'm just making sure it's the right card I'm talking about. Yes, it's giving, a man is giving charity to the less fortunate. So it looks like somebody who's like giving away their stuff and being charitable and generous. And so you think, okay, yeah, that's teaching me that, yes, I have to learn how to give to the less fortunate or give of myself, which is the truth. And this year, you're going to learn how to give of yourself a little bit more. But also, for me, the underlying issue that is even more important, and in a relationship, I think this is going to be one of your realizations, is that yes, it's very important to give. But you know what? For a lot of people, it's easy to give, but it's very hard to receive for some people. And I think because you are a controlling type of person, and I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean you like things a certain way, it's hard to receive help from other people. It's maybe hard to receive other people's input. And that can make for a shaky relationship because if you're in a relationship with someone, it has to be about compromise, it's a partnership. And a lot of the time, as a person, when you give to somebody from the bottom of your heart, you either help them or you give them, a material thing like money or clothing or whatever, it gives you such a sense of purpose and accomplishment. You feel, so high on life, like you feel, gratitude for being able to give to somebody. Now when it's time to receive something, you're kind of like, no, 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 it's okay. I don't need your help. I can do this on my own. It's all right. I don't need, you don't want to feel like a charity case, but sometimes you have to let your guards down. You have to kind of let go of that sense of, I have to control this situation. I have to be strong. I have to, control the situation. Sometimes you have to let that down and let your counterpart, your spouse, the person you're involved with, let them help you. Let them help you. You have to be vulnerable to accept the help, but also you give them such a sense of purpose in the relationship that it opens up the relationship in another way, in a deeper way, that the person trusts you, the person feels like they have your back and you have theirs. It's more of an equilibrium in the relationship. And I feel like that's what you're going to be working on in 2021, where your relationship is concerned, finding a beautiful balance between giving and receiving. Maybe you'll come to the realization that nobody wears the pants in the relationship. You don't have to control everything. Your partner knows you well enough to know your likes and your dislikes, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship. So you don't have to control every situation. Sometimes you can be a little bit flexible and let the other person, take the lead. And that could be something where you're leveling up is going to come into play. And this is where the perseverance comes into play too, because it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's definitely not going to happen overnight. That's something that you have to come to the realization on your own. And we look at both of these cards here. We got sixes, right? There you go. Sixes speak of harmony, family, love, home, that type of stuff, nurturing. And it's all those wonderful feelings that just make you feel so cozy and warm and fuzzy inside. And I do believe that 2021 is going to be the year where you kind of open up that heart chakra and make yourself vulnerable to the people that you love. And, you feel safe enough with them that you can be vulnerable, let go a little bit of control, let them in, and let them help you. So I think that's going to be a huge realization, a huge breakthrough for you in 2021, because it's going to bring you deeper relationships with other people. But first and foremost, the relationship that you're in, romantically speaking, it's going to bring you to higher heights. And then you feel like the bond that you have with this person is unbreakable. Let's get to the oracle cards. I forgot I have oracle cards here. Okay, the first card says, hasta la vista, baby. So that means, you're just getting rid of that control thing. That can be like a whole blocker in your relationship. Nobody likes to be controlled, right? And nobody likes to be in a relationship with somebody where they feel like they have no say. Their opinion doesn't matter. They serve no purpose in the relationship. Nobody likes that. So it's time to get rid of those feelings. And when I was talking about the heart chakra, I think about meditation, right? And then we look at the 52, that means 7. So we can think about like spirituality. So maybe a way that you can unblock your heart chakra and get more in touch with yourself, and have enough confidence in yourself to kind of let go of control and be willing to show your vulnerable side, is by doing things like meditation, to kind of sit with yourself and think. And meditation doesn't always have to look one way and one way only. It can look like, basically it could just be about you sitting quietly with yourself and kind of working through and sorting through your emotions and why you do the things you do. And you can make it a ritual. So you every day do your meditations for 5 minutes before you wake up in the morning. Or, if you feel like you're having a hard time, it's making you anxious because you have to let go of some of that control in the relationship, you can go and meditate and release a little bit of that anxious energy. Okay, so this says, hey you. So once again, here's another 7. So this is just saying that, yes, it's you. You are the one who is going to make a change in this relationship. You are going to bring your relationships to a higher height. There's a select few of you who will be getting into a new relationship. And because you've done this work before you've gotten into the relationship, it's a strong one. And it's a relationship built on like spirituality and those things. But I think for the most of you, we're speaking about a relationship that you're already in. And it's a relationship that's worth you spending time on. It's not like you feel like you want to leave this person. Because I think that if you do the work on yourself, they will do the work on themselves as well. Like we're talking about the giving and the receiving, it's talking about like balance and equilibrium. You want to bring your relationship to a more balanced state by relinquishing some control. And once you do that, like I said, you'll both feel so close to each other that you'll have reason to celebrate. Like your whole relationship will be full of joy. I mean, not all the time. We're talking realistically speaking here, but you'll have more happy times. It won't feel so tense because there won't be that struggle, right? That control struggle. Nobody's dominant. You guys are working together. It's not your opponent. It's your partner. And that revelation is coming to you if it hasn't started to come already, as it is. This says karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So I think that, over time, throughout your relationship, if you're in a long-term relationship, your need for control has caused some conflict, but now you're going through a soul growth and you're letting go of some karmic energy that you maybe brought over and from past lives maybe, or hurts that you've had to deal with throughout your life. And that's why you feel like you have to be, have everything in control, because maybe in past lives or when you were younger, maybe you didn't have the control to, like the power to make your life what you wanted it to be. So now that you have the power to do that, you want to control every aspect of your life, even when you're in a relationship with somebody else. But with the soul growth and the perseverance, you will switch that up a little bit and and you will benefit from it in the end. The next oracle card says, surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, and make love to life. So that just goes along with the Lovers card here and the Celebration card. Once you get that kind of work out of the way, that soul work that you have to do, I guess you could call it shadow work as well, because it's a lot of reckoning you're going to have to do. Go inside and look and clean up old, dead, all the cobwebs and issues that could be plaguing you that maybe you don't even realize that they are, and they could be potentially ruining your relationships or poisoning your relationships. Once you get that out of the way, like I said, you'll have reason to celebrate. The passion will be reignited in your relationships, or if it's a new relationship, you will have a very passionate one, because you will let down that barrier, that ice, that whatever it is that's blocking you from being your true vulnerable self with the person you're romantically involved with. The next card says integrity. There you go. So throughout this whole thing, don't get frustrated, which it can be a frustrating situation. I'm not laughing to trivialize it at all, but I understand what it's like when you're trying to work on something from within. It can be super frustrating, and when you see that same person, or you're in the same situation all the time that you should be working on, and for some reason you're just not breaking the ice to get to that result, it can be so frustrating, and you can express that frustration in so many different ways. But you're just being told from the spirits, they're just telling you to maintain your integrity, to be patient, be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and you will break through. With perseverance, you will have your breakthrough, and you will become the kind of person who can be in a successful relationship and show your partner that you are actually ready to bring this relationship to a new level. Intuition. Intuition is telling you that you know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. I can talk all I want about this situation and how you're going to fix, or how you're going to let go of some control. But at the end of the day, you know what you have to do, and you will figure out what you have to do by going within. Like I said, meditation, sitting still with yourself, getting to know why you do the things you do and how you can fix it. And that's a learning process, right? It's like trial and error. There's no one right or wrong answer. It's trial and error, and you will figure it out. One day you try this, okay, that didn't work. The next day you try this, yes, that worked. Okay, I'm going to keep trying that. Oh, I failed today. I'm going to try it again. It's just perseverance, but you know what you have to do. You will figure out what you have to do. Oh, look at this card. Okay, I say this every reading, guys. I do not look at the oracle cards before I do the readings. I just meditate on my cards, and I shuffle and I sage, and I only choose the cards that jump out of the deck or fall out of the deck. Okay, so when there's when it links up, when the oracle cards link up with the tarot cards, I'm just as surprised as you are and pleasantly surprised. So we have this card here. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. All right, so when I see this new moon, I always think of intuition and those types of things like we had here. And if before I was questioning if this is a friendship, now I have no questions whatsoever. This is definitely a romantic relationship. And then it also brings us back to the Six of Materials. Guys, if you could actually go and research and look up and see, if you don't know what in the traditional tarot deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith, I think it is, tarot deck, you'll see that the Six of Pentacles has a man in it. And in the same picture, there are the scales here, like the Libra scales, the justice scales, the equality scales. So that is showing, oh wow, that you need to get this relationship back in balance. And it starts with you. You have the power to do it. And you are going to create a new romantic cycle for you and your loved one. Wow. And the last card we have, the last oracle card we have for your reading today, says emotions are running high. Okay, so that will just bring us back to like rekindling the flame. Once you let your guards down and they feel comfortable enough to open up to you and you feel comfortable enough to open up to them because you've shown them your vulnerable side now. Maybe even you can communicate to them that, yeah, I'm working on this. I have this issue. I have this type of control issue. I like things to be a certain way because X, Y, and Z. So I'm working on it right now. And once even that person sees that effort that you're making in your relationship, they're going to love you even more and they're going to feel more open towards you because you're opening up yourself. Like I said, it's about giving and receiving, right? Equilibrium, a balance, a give and take, that type of stuff. It's like a positive flow of energy, the in and out flow of energy. So once you do that, the emotions are going to run high. You're going to rekindle and spark a new flame in your relationship for 2021. So your level up for sure, without a doubt, is going to be in your relationships, your romantic relationships. And that is a beautiful thing. So this is the end of your reading. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I wish you all the best in 2021. Until we see each other again. Bye.